You are saying to the spirit, God's universe, or whatever you believe in, because I'm not here to indoctrinate anybody. You are saying that I no longer have control of the situation anymore. I'm not in control of. Good morning, wherever you see this. Good morning, because it's morning for me. So welcome to my channel, Bent Loves Love, and as you can see by the title, that's what I will be talking about right now. To be honest, I don't even know what I'm about to talk about, but we about to get this going, okay? So as you know, I have been on a hiatus for the past 3 months. I've been coming up here talking about life and stuff like that, but I've been on a hiatus from just life because I wanted to heal my mother wound. I wanted to heal whatever trauma was bothering me. I wanted to heal whatever issue was bothering me, because I'm a very sensitive person, and when I feel what I feel, it kind of distracts me. So I wanted to really get to the bottom of certain things, you understand? So as you can see, I'm in New York City, okay? I'm in Prospect Park. I'm chilling. Life is really lifing right now. As I said before in one of my videos, I am homeless, but currently I am in a shelter because God provides. God provides when you are being obedient, okay? God provides when you're being obedient in the most humbling ways, because I realized throughout this whole process that it's just best to cut out the fear, right? And this is what my hiatus has taught me. Like, you can't be fearful and prayered up at the same time. It just doesn't work at the same, it doesn't work. It can't coexist, and as I've been going through my process of learning how to let go, learning how to manage my emotions, learning to understand that people were going through things when I was younger and stuff like that, I can really come to terms with letting go of everything, because people go through stuff. You understand what I'm saying? People really do go through things. And my hiatus was very eye-opening to me. It was very, very eye-opening to me. I experienced things that I would have never experienced if I was continuing to hold on to certain aspects of my life. So as you know, this channel is talking about nursing, relationships, or love, and me. But I really kind of find it hard for me to let go of the nursing aspect, because there's some things that I feel like people should know about nursing. A lot of people be like, go into nursing is good money, but they don't really pay attention to the nitty gritty of nursing, of what nursing really is all about. Nursing is supposed to be a holistic career. It's a career where people are supposed to be taken care of in a holistic manner. All that medication that everybody is getting, that is not helping people holistically become, better versions of their selves. So what I have come to terms with, because I have been working on the terminal spectrum of nursing, and I really honestly, and I said this in plenty of my videos, I don't see myself advancing in nursing. Hell, like my license just expired 2 days ago, and I was trying to renew it, and it wasn't allowing me to renew it. So I'm going to try again, but I just feel like nursing really is at the terminal end for me. Like, I have seen what I needed to see in nursing for me to realize how precious life is. Life is really precious. Our bodies were equipped with everything that it needs in order to do what it needs to do, especially excretion. A lot of people are dying because they're not excreting, and their body is harboring pathogens that is causing them to end up with a disease, right? So I understand that. I feel personally that nursing is a holistic career where it's to be nurturing to the actual body. Like, the actual body wants to thrive. That's why it goes into disease, because disease, because of the simple fact, is not being nurtured the way that it's supposed to be nurtured, right? So just yesterday I was thinking to myself that we as humans, we are so full of fear. We are so full of doubt. We are so indoctrined to believe that what we want to do or what we feel like we should be doing, it's not possible. I feel like if you really understand that what you want to do is already ready for you. You just need to go after it. It's already waiting for you at the meeting point. You just need to go after it. Had I not taken my hiatus, I would not have been able to see a birth. And that's what I've been asking for, to see a birth, to see surgery, to see a baby, to see new life form. You know what I mean? And had I continued to discredit my emotions, had I continued to say that I don't want to, I'm scared, I need money, I need this, I need that, had I continued to do that, I wouldn't have been where I am at this particular moment right now, which is like really realizing that fear is just a real a paralyzing mind state. You understand what I mean? Like for a lot of nurses, they probably feel like, oh, I can't go and do something else. There's a few out there that be like, oh, I'm going to go do something else, because nursing is not really nurturing to the spirit. It's a draining career. It's a career that you really need to take care of your mental health. You really have to take care of your mental health. It's one of those careers that you can't really just push to the side if you really have a heart when it comes to healing people. If you really have a passion for healing people, nursing is going to tug at that on a constant basis, right? And that's why I mentioned before, and I don't really know what video I mentioned it in, but nursing is one of those careers where you really have to start walking in your purpose, because you want to help people. And this is like seeing the terminal end of nursing has really helped me realize, like, yeah, there's something that I need to do so that people don't really get that people don't go into this ease and go into the terminal end, when they can really transform their life and change how they feel inside, so that it can exude on the outside. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are holding on to things that they need to let go of. Right? And that's where therapy comes into play. That's when changing your diet comes into play. I stopped eating meat 3 years ago, and I'm just like, man, a lot of people should do that. A lot of people should really do that, So going back to talking about what I was thinking to myself last night about just nursing, I feel like we are indoctrined to believe that we have to live in fear, and in all actuality, we don't have to live in fear. We just need to learn how to trust. We need to learn how to trust that things is going to line up the way that they're going to line up in order to help us get to our next point. You have to recognize it, because if you don't recognize it, you're always going to miss your stop. You're always going to miss where you're supposed to get off at. Right? Just the other day, because I'm in the shelter currently right now, and I was thinking to myself last night, like, man, like, I'm not saying like this is the life, but I'm just saying, like, the way things lined up for me for the level that I'm at right now in my life, like, it came very seamlessly, because I trusted in the fact that something is going to work out for me. Right? Because a lot of times when we surrender, we still try to put our fingers in the sauce. We still try to add some more seasoning to the food. When it's good. It's good. It's good. You don't need to add anything else. You don't need to do anything else in order to get your situation to where it needs to be, because the way it's going is the way it needs to be. And a lot of us don't know how to surrender to just allowing things to just happen naturally. Just the other day, I was on the train, and I thought I had to sleep on the train. If you're from New York, And I was okay with that, because if that's what I had to do, then that's what I had to do, because I've been in a similar situation where that's what I thought I had to do, and I was sent an angel. Right? I was literally sent an angel. Somebody was out there, a random stranger was out there to help me. Right? And currently, when I was on the train, I think it was Sunday, I noticed that the train had stopped for a little while, and then I woke up, and then the cop came onto the cart, and he was like, do you need help? And I was like, Well, why not? You know what I'm saying? It's cold outside. Why not? Why not take the help that is being provided? My ego is not that big where I can't take the help, because I know what's happening it's a stepping stone for me, right? So after all was said and done, and I was getting prepared to go towards the help and stuff like that, when I got to the top of the stairs, it said, at the start, right? And I wish I'd taken a picture with everybody that was there with me, and I was thinking about it, but I was like, it says at the start, meaning that, yeah, this is the beginning of a transformation. This is the beginning of a time of your life where you are starting to trust that you will be okay. Trust that everything will be provided for you. You know what I mean? Trust that everything will work out, all because I decided to let go of what I was trying to hold on to, right? There was this, and going down the surrender tunnel, going down the surrender tunnel, there's no handlebars. There's nothing to hold on to. It's just bare wall. There's nothing to hold on to when you surrender, right? When you surrender, you are saying to the spirit, God's universe, or whatever you believe in, because I'm not here to indoctrinate anybody. You are saying that I no longer have control of the situation anymore. I'm not in control of anything anymore. I'm totally letting go. And I have realized that like a couple of weeks ago that I needed to let go in order to embrace the new things that is coming into my life, right? And nursing is one of those things that is out the door so that new things can come into my life, right? So as I was consulting with myself last night, I realized that we are very what's the word I'm looking for? We are very, I can't find the word, very mind controlled to believe that fear is an emotion that we have to embrace. We don't need to embrace fear, because fear is paralyzing, right? Fear is very paralyzing. Fear will have you stuck for years when things can happen like that if you just allow things to happen like that. Allow things to happen like that. These past couple of days, I can't really explain to you how your mind and how your heart and your mind needs to work together. Because currently I'm reading this book, Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. And I'm reading this book, and he's talking about how your heart and your mind needs to work together if you want anything to work out for you. So I'm sitting on the airplane the other day, and I'm sitting in the aisle seat, and I love the window seat. And I was just sitting to myself, it's like, I'm going to ask the flight attendant if there's a window seat that I can sit at. And I kid you not, probably 5 minutes later, she was like, you want to sit by the window? When I went into that seat, I started crying. I started crying. I really did. I started boo-hoo-hooing, because I was just like, man, it really does work when your heart and your emotion and your thought process really works together. You can manifest anything. And I'm not trying to scare anybody, but this is why a lot of our manifestations don't really work, is because we're holding on to things, right? It goes back to holding on to things that you see what I'm saying? It goes back to holding on to things that you need to let go of. This is how life works. And a lot of people don't know that life works that way because of the simple fact we are told that we have to hold on to this, we got to do this, we got to do that, we got to do all of these things. If your situation is telling you to let go, this is why I went on a hiatus, because I needed to let go the old version of me. I needed to really see that the universe can work for me. God can work for me, can work with me, can work for me, can work around me, can work in ways so that I don't have to be afraid. I don't have to be worried. I don't have to be scared. Right? So the one thing that I wanted to do my whole life, which is nursing, I'm being told to let go of it. And this is not the first time I had to let go of things. I had to let go of my best friend. I had to let go of my apartment. I had to let go of my hometown. I'm originally from New York City, and I'm back right now, and I'm in love with it. Right? Because life changes, and if you don't change what life is like, this is where regret comes in. This is where regret comes in, because you're not allowing yourself to transform with life. Right? A lot of us have children and all this type of stuff, and you gotta figure out a way to give them a better life than what you're holding on to, what you're currently holding on to, because the things that you're currently holding on to is going to get in the way. You know what I'm saying? And I'm so grateful that I don't have children. I don't have children. I don't have a husband. Damn, an apple fell. I don't have a husband. I don't have family. I don't have a place to live, because I let go of everything. I let go of everything. I let go of everything, right? And my roommate currently right now, she's learning how to process, how to let go as well. And she's at a point in her life that I've already gone through and stuff like that. And I can only just be a small little mentor to her. I can't tell her what to do, but I can definitely tell her that this process is very scary, to let go of everything. You know, as I let go of everything, I let go of my career. When I was out in Mexico, that's where I did my hiatus. While I was out there, like I said, I seen a birth. I seen a cesarean happen. Cesarean baby come out and everything like that. I seen the placenta. I cut the umbilical cord. I'm gonna see if I could get that video today. I cut the umbilical cord, and so that I could put the video picture right here of me cutting the umbilical cord. And while I was out there, you know, as time started to like wind down, because the day that I was supposed to leave was the day that she gave birth, and I just couldn't leave. Like I couldn't leave, because I just said, oh my, this is my moment. Like, this is the moment that I have asked God for to embrace me with. Let me get my apple, because I'm broke. You know, this was the moment that I asked God for, like, to, you know, allow me to see a live birth, allow me to see this, right? And when I was faced with the moment, she told me that she was going to give birth on the 11th of February, but the baby came on the 6th. But even when she told me that the baby was coming on the 11th, I was just like, I can't leave her. I couldn't do that to her. You know what I mean? She was in a different country by herself with about to give birth. And I was just like, how are you going to do this? You know what I mean? And even though God might have probably figured out the way, and I was the way, you know, I personally was the way for her to, you know, get through this process. And also her process was to show me a lot of things that I needed to pay attention to when it came to my mother wound. So we both helped each other. And being that I wasn't afraid to say, well, listen, I don't have no income coming in. I don't have no money. My money has finished by January. By the end of January, whatever money I had in my account, my bills took it up, and that was the end of that. And I was just like, well, I'm not leaving until she gives birth to this baby. And I didn't leave until March 29th, 2025. Okay? So because I wasn't afraid, because I wasn't scared, because I wasn't thinking that the worst is going to happen, I actually trusted that what's about to happen is going to be okay, right? And that's how we're supposed to live. That's how we're supposed to actually embrace life and not be afraid and say like, well, oh, that's not going to work, when it's deep down inside, that's exactly what you want. Because if you want it, if that's how you feel deep down inside, if that's what's if that's what's calling you, that's what's gravitating you, it's going to work. It's going to work. It's only up for you to embrace it. It's only up for you to meet the divine timing of it, because it's already happening. Surrendering is what is it? What did I say? Surrendering is, I forgot what I said. Let me find what I said. But surrendering is knowing that the how is already established. The how is already established. You don't have to worry about the how, because the how is already established. This is what surrendering is, and understanding that you don't have to put your input in anything. I notice when I try to put my input in, because I didn't realize that the how was already established. When I try to put my input in, asking people for help, I got ghosted 6 times asking people for help. 6 times I got ghosted. And even when I came back to New York City to ask a family member for help, they never opened the door. So that just tells me I'm just supposed to depend on divine timing. I'm just supposed to be open-minded. I'm just supposed to embrace whatever help is coming from strangers, right? Because when I was out there in Mexico with the female that just gave birth, she was like angels and strangers. And I was just like, yeah, you're right. You're right. Like, definitely you're right about that, Letting go is one of the most scariest things that we need to do for our evolution. In order to learn, in order to become better versions of ourselves, you have to be able to let go. You have to be able to let go, right? Let go of nursing, for me, at one point had me in the bathroom boo-hoo-hooing, but I knew something deep down inside was just like, this ain't it. Like, this ain't it. And I don't even think there's any other part of nursing that I want to be a part of. There's nothing in nursing that I actually want to be a part of. I remember when I first started my healthcare career, where I was a CNA, and I remember listening to the radio, and the lady said, I hated nursing so much, but I love the business aspect of it. And that's probably where I'm at right now, like the business aspect of it, like trying to get into a part of it where I'm calling, like, I think I'm more, because I like the holistic aspect of it, there's something there for me in that aspect of it. But I don't really see myself in advancing or going back to school for anything, in nursing or anything like that. Like, I don't see it, I want to help people, but I just don't see myself giving out medications or, the prescribing of those type of medications, because I'm a holistic person. I like holistic stuff. I like stuff that come from the earth. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I like. I like those type of things. And I hope that, I get to a point where I'm really talking about that type of stuff. And, I hope to have a business where I'm talking about that type of stuff and really getting people on board with becoming more holistic. Because holistic is actually the way to actually be, like, being whole within yourself. All those medications actually do cause issues. It says it, even in the commercials, it says it, you know what I mean? The side effects, the adverse effects and stuff like that, it says it, right? When the holistic aspect of it, you just use everything in moderation. These herbs go way, 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 way back. Right? They go way back. Apothecary is coming back now, using herbs and using fruits and vegetables to heal yourself and stuff like that. Like, all of that type of stuff is real energy. You don't want to take a medication and it got you falling asleep at the wheel. When I hear people taking medication, I just be like, man, you really don't know, do you? Or you just want a quick fix, right? So the body is very resilient, and it's up to you to treat it as such. But when you don't treat it as such, that's when the breakdown comes through. That's when all that type of negative energy starts coming through. You don't have control of your body anymore. I like to drink herbal teas and stuff like that. Drinking a cup of tea in the morning. Real old school Caribbean vibes, because I am half Jamaican. So therefore, those little aspects of cultural attributes that I picked up from young and stuff like that, they still rock with me to this day. And I am so grateful for allowing myself to take that hiatus. I am so grateful to not be fearful and say, oh, I don't have enough money, or I don't have this, I don't have that. I just embrace the fact that, you know what, I have life. And that's what I want to keep going with, because I don't want to live in regret. That's one of my biggest fears. Like, I don't want to live in regret. Like, you know, I want to be happy with my ways of living life. I want to be happy with that. You know, just being in New York City, being able to take a walk in the crisp, cool air and stuff like that makes me happy. You know, I'm not a very materialistic person, though I do want some big things, but I'm not a very materialistic person. I'm more focused on being content and happy, you know. And as I've gone through, you know, looking deep within to find out where this pain is coming from, where this wound is coming from and stuff like that, why, you know, just asking a whole bunch of questions, why, what, where, when, you will get your answers. You know, you will get those answers. You just have to be able to receive it. But if your life is full of junk and, you know, things that you know you need to let go, and I'm putting strong emphasis on no, you know, because of the simple fact that we know we need to let go of certain things, but we hold on to it because of fear. Because we have fear. When we have fear, we hold on to, we hoard stuff into our lives. And it prolongs the process of the things that could be happening in our lives. A lot of women are 45, 50, talking about they can't find a man. The reason you can't find a man is because you're holding on to all of these narratives. All of these narratives. Once I got to the bottom of, you know, healing and feeling what I'm feeling and stuff like that, I realized I just need to let it go, because I'm developing a narrative that may not even be the narrative, right? So I'm trying to worry myself, what if it's like this and what if it's like that? I let all of that shit go and just realize that a lot of people just did not know what they were doing. I realized that my parents just did not know what they were doing, right? Because it shows in my family history. It shows going back, like all of the relatives and stuff like that. There's so many angry, agitated people. So therefore, I'm just like, okay, I see where this is coming from. This doesn't have nothing to do with me. This has to do with people's hearts. This don't have nothing to do with me. So therefore, why am I trying to, you know, fit into places where people don't want me? So let me just go and live my life. And that's what I'm going to go do, baby, because life is worth living. You feel me? So I hope this video has helped somebody. Sometimes I be talking too much, but, you know, I probably chop it down into 2 pieces so that we can, you know, chop it up and stuff like that. But in all actuality, in all everything, live your life, okay? Live your life. You only get one, and you need to go and live it. Okay, you're here for a reason. Like I was just telling my bunkmate yesterday, like, you're here for a reason. She's locked up in the room 24/7 and stuff like that because she's not from New York City. Baby, you can walk anywhere and not get lost. And even if you get lost, you'll find your way back because somebody will help you get yourself back. This is how life works. You know, you'll find angels and strangers, and that's how you should live your life. Live your life knowing that you're going to be okay, and you will be okay. Bye. I can never get off of this thing. Bye. I love y'all. Bye.